Hello and welcome aboard BDE Travels in our Camino de Santiago. In our last episode, we walked through the town of Terradillo de los Templarios. We walked through the town of Moratinos. We got our credentials stamped at the local church. We continued to walk until we reached the town of San Nicolás del Real Camino. We walked through endless wheat fields and we were greeted by two kings at the entrance of Sahagún. In today's episode, we do a historical tour around the town of Sahagún. We witness an artist painting a mural and visit the Tomb of Kings. We walked to the church of La Pelegrina and got our half compostela. There we posed for photos and found a mummy. Finally, we reached the town of El Burgo Ranero. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel as we continue here on Camino de Santiago with BDE Travels. Well, folks, we are in Sahagún, which is the halfway point between Roncesvalles and Santiago de Compostela. We're at the arch, the entry. Actually, this is on the outside. Once you start passing the town, at the end, you'll see the arch, and there should be a marker coming up ahead. And we'll see how it goes from here. I'm actually on the other side, so we'll take a look from the front of the arch. This is the San Benito Arch, the southern door of the monastery church, which has now disappeared. It was designed by Felipe Berrojo and built in 1662 to replace the previous Romanesque entrance, which was in ruins. The N120 road through Sahagún was placed to go under the arch as though it were a triumphal arch. We stopped for a few minutes and got our credentials stamped, and then we took some time to visit the Church of La Santa Cruz. There you'll find the remains of King Alfonso VI. The church houses a very interesting Baroque altar. It is very interesting because it's considered to be a churriguera-style Baroque. The city hall and its plaza is frequented by many locals. Several restaurants and an ATM machine are very close by. From there we continue our walk to the Church of La Peregrina. Well, folks, here's a tip. If you want to get the half compostela or the halfway point, what you have to do, you have to go to the Iglesia de la Peregrina. The way to get there is real easy. Once you get to the point where it has the marker that it's halfway point, right next to the arch, what you do is you walk towards the church. It's right on the path. I'm going to show you right now where it is. So from the arch, which is right there, you're going to walk. There's the mark of the halfway point right there. You keep on walking on the same street all the way that way and a little bit towards the left. That's where you're going to see the Church of La Peregrina. There you get your half compostela. This is the Church of La Pelegrina. This 12th century Mudéjar church used to be an old Franciscan convent, whose church and part of the cloister are still preserved. The convent was abandoned in 1835 due to the expropriation of religious properties. The church gets its name from the image of the Mother Mary dressed as a pilgrim that used to be kept inside. The church houses a museum, and it is the place where you get your half compostela. The church is open from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, and then from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. Once you arrive for the church, there's a nominal fee of €3 per person. The church houses a medieval museum, including medieval instruments and medieval writings. Anielis found a niche and she wanted to pose for a photograph. Well, folks, we're inside the Church of the Peregrina, and they have a sort of like a museum. It's €3 for pilgrims. When you come in, they'll give you, it's a walking tour. Very interesting. They got some Mudéjar, platerist and a Romantic altar. So what you do is you pay for the entrance to visit the museum, and what they do is they start writing down your name on the half compostela, and once you get out of the museum, then you pick up your compostela there. So stay with us. We're at the Iglesia de la Peregrina in Sahagún. BDE Travels. Well, folks, leaving the town of Sahagún right now, just crossing the bridge on the outside. Right behind me is La Iglesia de la Peregrina, just where we were right now, a few minutes ago. And a very interesting town. Lots of things to do, and some people make it a stop just because of the many museums and churches that you can see. Nevertheless, we are continuing to the next town. Right now it's approximately 6 kilometers away. So we should be arriving there very soon. So leaving the town of Sagaon. Sagaon was a nice city. Thank you very much. And beautiful day, beautiful day. Enjoying the Camino de Santiago. Stay with us here on BDE Travels. All right, folks, we're entering the next town, which is Casa del Coto. Just a few miles, 6 kilometers off of Sagaon. We'll see what this town has for us. Right now, I've been seeing a lot more pilgrims. I just went by 4 of them, a couple of Koreans and a few Germans also. So right now, the only thing I can see that at least this town's got a little bit more movement. There's a lot more people, kids riding bikes. There's some children playing tennis in one of the sites. And that's about it. That's the only thing we've seen. Stay with us here at BDE Travels. From Casa del Coto, we continue our walk to Bercianos del Camino. All right, folks, just getting out of the town of Bercianos del Camino. Absolutely nothing to do here. One town and hardly anyone around, you can see. There was one albergue and a pizza place which was closed, and that's about it. So now we're gonna see if we can push it a little bit longer, go to the next town and see how it goes. So stay with us here at BDE Travels. Well, folks, it's kind of windy. Reaching now El Burgo Ranero. One thing that I can comment is that as you're approaching El Burgo Ranero, there is a truck stop on the left side. I'm gonna show it to you right now. You can get sandwiches in there, and the food is cheap and it's very good. So right before you enter El Burgo Ranero, make a stop on that truck service station and get your food there. It's really good and I'd recommend it. So far it's been a nice sunny day, clear skies. Today was a beautiful day. Little bit on the warm side, started to get to warm up. It's supposed to be up in the 30s later on during the day. So hopefully, we'll continue here in the Camino. These El Burgo Ranero's got a couple of albergues. It's just one street all the way down with a lot of houses that are made out of clay houses. There's a lot of clay houses. There's a church in the middle, and it's kind of nice. I mean, it has a lot of European lamps on the side, and although the houses are painted in a brownish color, so it's kind of good. It's really windy out there. Hopefully the recording comes out to be good. So stay with us here at BDE Travels. We're at El Burgo Ranero. El Burgo Ranero is a quiet and pleasant town located in the province of León, within the region of Tierra de Sahagún, in the autonomous community of Castilla-León. This town has approximately 700 inhabitants who receive the pilgrims who travel through the Aragonés and the French Way. After this town, the route takes 13 kilometers to reach the town of Ledigos. It is the second longest stretch without towns along the route. And from the town of El Burgo Ranero, we say goodbye to this episode and invite you to continue with us here on BDE Travels in our Camino de Santiago. In our next episode, we reach the town of Ledigos. There we explore the wine cellars, we visit Bar Elvis, we continue and reach the town of Villamoros de Mansilla. Just before making a decision either left or right, we continue our walk until we reach Puente Villarente. From there we go through the town of Arcahueja, Valdefuente, and finally reaching the town of León. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel as we continue here on a Camino de Santiago with BDE Travels.